Our next guest hosts A Little Late with Lilly Singh at 1:35 a.m. right after this show here on NBC. Please welcome back to the show our friend Lilly Singh. How are you, Lilly?
Good, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to have you. That you were last here the night of your season 1 premiere. You're now in season 2. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And as a fellow host, I have to ask, how are you finding interviewing people over Zoom?
I hate it.
Yeah.
I really hate it. No, you know what? There's pros and cons. I'll be honest. When I first jumped into this, I was concerned about the Zoom element. I was like, I won't be able to pick up on people's body language. I won't be able to feel their energy. There's pros and cons. I think a pro is that for the first time, you can talk to anyone anywhere in the world. So, I just had a guest that was in Kenya, and that was super cool. I was like, okay, that's cool. But I mean, the tech side of things is just, we're shooting in a house. The Wi-Fi was an issue for the first week. I also can't see the bottom. Like, I'm wearing such a cool outfit. You can see half of it. It's like not doing justice to the whole outfit.
So a lot of us who have these late night shows had this studio, and then we went to our homes, and then we felt very lucky to get back in the studio. You had a different progression. You were in a studio for season 1, and now you are in a much more comfortable setup. What led to this? There you go. That's the actual pillow. Oh my God, we got the pillow on the show. So talk about the decision you made to change the way you do your show in season 2.
Yeah, when I did season 1 in the studio, I did it admittedly because I thought, okay, I want to be different, but also this is the late night I'm used to. You have a beautiful studio, so does Jimmy, and I wanted to be part of that cool kids club. But I had to be honest with myself at the end of season 1 with, it's just not very me. I think I'm the type of person that likes to walk around a house, be a little more DIY. I'm not as fabulous as you guys, is honestly what it is. It's like, I'm not as professional to sit at the desk and stuff. So I thought everyone's trying to get into a studio, but I want to get into a house where, more importantly, I can control the thermostat, because I know you and your crew are freezing right now in that studio set.
It is the dirtiest secret about late night is how cold it is in our studios. Thank you for letting the world know.
Exactly. So the house just feels a little more me and a little more authentic.
That's great. And you had a witch. I hope that's the acceptable term
witch,
these
yes.
days. She came to see, because you're shooting in a home that is not your own, to see if the house was haunted. How did you find her? And more importantly, what did she find in the house?
Haunted.
Really?
Haunted. So haunted. Yeah, she came. Well, here's the thing. I told my crew, I was like, I'm really big on energies, Seth. I'm really about new space. I want to feel good in the energy, make sure there's a lot of love and light in it. So I wasn't really expecting them to bring a full-fledged witch. I was like, you know how it is. Seth. I was like, okay, I'm going to prep for this segment. I'll act a little spooked, as a witch. But then I walked outside and Seth, she was a witch. Like, I don't know, she was a full witch with a broom, with potions, with everything. And so she went through the house with me and she said, yeah, I picked up on some energies, especially around the pool. And now, Seth, I want you to, okay, we're walking to the pool. And you know me, I'm making good TV. I'm like, okay, let's walk to the pool. We go to the pool. Both of the cameras stop working. Like both of them, yeah. At this point, obviously, I'm crying, obs, right? And so I'm like, Then she has these little sticks that communicate with spirits, basically. And she says, are you messing with the cameras? And it answers yes. And at this point, I'm like, this is much more than just a good produced segment. There's something else going on here. And then she concludes by telling me, and Lily, the spirits can come home with you.
Really?
Yes. And Seth, I kid you not, 2 days prior to this, I saw 2 footsteps that are not my own. They're very big footsteps in my house leading from a door that are unexplained.
This is shocking, and one of the reasons why I refuse to have a witch in this studio.
I didn't sign up for this part
These
of the
are
job.
answers I don't want to.
I signed up for interviewing guests, for telling jokes. I didn't sign up for this, for spirits coming to my house.
You also had a woman on recently who is of the belief that she had physical relations with an alien.
Yes.
How was that conversation?
It was good. What I want to do in season 2 is, and I'm sure you know this, talking to celebrities is fun. They're super fun, they're glitz, they're glamour, but I have a really big desire to talk to people who don't always get the chance to be on late night, that have really exciting stories or are doing great things. And this lady was no exception. She had a viral TikTok where she told a story about how she hooked up with an alien. And obviously after watching this 1 minute hook TikTok, I'm like, I have so many follow-up questions about this alien intercourse. So I brought her in and she told me the entire story about how You know, she met the person on Hinge. He got to her house way too quickly based on where he said he was coming from. He acted really weird. His skin was weird. Then she had no memory of the interaction for you. So it was like really interesting and weird. I believe her. I just want to go on record and say, I feel like anyone who publicly says they don't believe her is trying to get abducted. And I'm not trying to get abducted.
Gotcha. I am both not trying to get abducted and I don't believe her.
Well, good luck, Seth. You made your bed.
We will see. We will see how it goes. But it's true because we both talk to celebrities all the time, and not one celebrity on my show has ever made it with an alien. So that just speaks to how sometimes you have to go.
If they did, their publicist would never let them give details.
Right.
So
Even if you're right. If it happened, they'd be like, they don't want to talk about the alien.
Exactly. No questions about the alien yet.
You,
Talk about their book.
You shot, back when you were getting started, you shot in your parents' house. Are there any differences between shooting in this rental house / studio than it was versus shooting at home?
Yeah, I mean, I am still 100% Indian in the core, so I have a lot of cultural things that are really a problem for me every day. Like, for example, Seth, there's a white carpet under me. I'm wearing shoes. Look at this.
Wow.
They're making me wear shoes on this white carpet and shoes everywhere in the house. And that would never happen if I was on my parents' house. Also, we're very loud. Everyone in this neighborhood is very loud. So when we found this house, we were like, okay, it's in a quiet neighborhood, perfect. Day one shooting, Seth, we discovered the neighbor is actually a drummer who practices about 8 hours a day. So underneath all of my...
And he died 5 years ago.
Yeah, literally. It's under every episode, there's drumming. So it's part of our show now. It is what it is.
There you go. It's a house band. Hey, congratulations on season 2. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope everybody enjoys watching you tonight. Thanks, Lily.
Thanks for being so supportive all the time as well. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, of course. A Little Late with Lily Singh airs at 1:35 a.m. here on NBC.